Okie dokie. Here we are.
So,
Mhm.
hello everyone. My name is Rachel. I'm the Chamber Liaison for the community, and I'm sitting here with Paul Brislin, EA, which stands for.
Enrolled agent.
Okay. So, my first question to you is, how long have you been in business?
30 years. This is my 30th anniversary.
Oh my gosh. When did you start?
I started the first tax return preparation in January of 1993.
Same year my niece was born. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide on the type of business that you do?
Well, with the accounting profession, it's very flexible. It's very versatile. I decided in the seventh grade that I wanted to be an accountant
Oh.
because I can either, as an accounting professional, I can either be in business for myself, which I am right now and have been for the last 30 years,
Okay.
or as I started out after I attained my bachelor's degree in accounting, I started out in an accounting department with Empire National Bank. um, the bank was located in Port Jervis, New York. The corporate office was located in Newburgh. So I commuted back and forth to Newburgh and worked as an accounting analyst for Empire National Bank.
Where in Port was it located?
Oh, where the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank is.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It was I think it was Orange County Bank or something like that, and then it became Empire National, and then it became the Bank of New York, and right now it is Chase Bank.
Okay, so next question. Do you run a business out of your home?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you like working from home?
I certainly do. I can roll out of bed and right into my office.
Ah, hello. So you rather work from your home
Yes.
instead of an office?
Of course, because that way it doesn't make any difference what the weather conditions are.
That's
As
true.
long as a tax client wants to come to me, they want to rent a dog sled or whatever to get here, that's their business. But I'm here and I'm here 24/7.
This tickles.
Uh-oh. Should I remove him from your
Yeah, I think you might want to.
Okay. Let's go. Let's see this.
I
Oh yeah, no, yes. Okay.
no sweatshirt.
Go. What he does. Come on. Let's go. I'll be right back. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Rachel, I do apologize, but that's trouble, and that's why he's named Trouble, because he's trouble.
I understand. So when you first started doing accounting for yourself,
Yes.
what kind of clientele were you looking for?
Well, individuals for the most part. I also do. Clientele need income tax returns prepared,
Okay.
and for individuals, and then I have since expanded that to include corporations, S corporations, C corporations, limited liability companies, partnerships, and I have a couple of clients who are nonprofit organizations.
Okay, so now we are in 2023,
Yes,
past the COVID stage.
yes.
What kind of clientele are you looking at for now? Is there anyone you want to include besides individuals, businesses, kind of thing?
No, just people who need to comply with the Internal Revenue Code and to complete annual income tax returns.
How big of a clientele do you have?
375 clients.
Oh wow, that's big.
And that includes my business clients and my individual clients as well.
Wow. Okay. So next question is, how did you fare when COVID hit? Did
Oh,
your business reduce drastically?
No, it did not, because the Internal Revenue Code still required people to file income tax returns.
Now, how did you do that? If Did they have to fax you over the paperwork or email?
Okay, I worked, and I still do, with the comfort level of my clients. Some clients, they even to this day, they prefer that I wear a mask. They come here wearing a mask. I have a box of masks that I use access for the masks, and I will honor their wishes. So if they want me to wear a mask, I wear a mask. Some of them still prefer to, as you say, fax the information to me. I have a couple of clients from Tennessee. They're obviously not going to travel, back to where they used to live in our region, but they have retired to Tennessee, and I still continue to do their tax return, and they either fax or email their information to me. I
Okay.
complete it, and then I either fax back the completed tax return or email the completed
Okay.
tax return.
What? Okay. Can you take me through your workday from the beginning to the end of the day?
Absolutely. Usually preferably, my day begins at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, I have made an exception. There was one client this year that wanted, for work-related purposes or whatever, wanted me to complete his return starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I did. I
Okay.
accommodated his schedule. There are other clients that they've been here arrived as late as 9 p.m., and I start the return at 9 p.m., and the goal is to complete it before they leave so they can sign the appropriate authorization document so I can then electronically file their completed federal and state tax returns
Oh.
while they are here.
Wow. That's wow. That's pretty early and late.
It is. It is. Now, that isn't a schedule every day, thankfully, but so far, I think since the tax season began, which was around January the 20th when I completed my first income tax return of this current season, um, I've had one day off. So I generally work, not around the clock, but 7 days a week, and so far I've had one day off.
Please tell me you take holidays.
No, I don't get any holiday. If the client wants their tax return done, I try to complete their returns so they don't have to take off work. So I complete it on a day that they have off. Even for Easter, I had 4 clients who came here on Easter Sunday, and I've had clients who are here for other holidays and so forth.
Aw. What do you hope that your business brings to the tri-state area?
Well, the biggest hope that I have is compliance with the Internal Revenue Code. The IRS and the states also have. New York has its revenue code. New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I can complete a state income tax return for any state that has income tax. And I do. I do Georgia returns, I do Missouri returns.
Wow.
Tennessee does not have a requirement for an income tax return. So I don't do Tennessee. Florida, I don't do Florida because
So
they don't have one either.
now I'm glad you said that part because you said that you have clients in Tennessee.
Yes,
So why would they, if Tennessee doesn't have the code for the income
for the
tax?
state income tax. They still have to file a federal income tax.
Okay.
And that's where I come in. I
Ah.
assist them with, they will either snail mail their information to me, email their information, fax their information, and now what I've started doing, which I've started doing this year, is a telephone tax appointment, where we pretend they're sitting at my dining room table, which this is where I do all my tax returns here. It's a dining room table. They come in, they sit down. So I schedule, as I did with my Missouri client, for he and his wife, and we completed their tax return while they were seated in their home in Missouri,
Oh,
and I'm seated
wow.
here. They have all the tax documents at their home, and we go through it just as if they were here.
How long does that take?
Depends on how complex it is. I would say anywhere, to answer your question, anywhere from about 3 hours. In the case of the Missouri client, which they have extensive rental properties and so forth, that return was about 4.5 hours.
Wow.
Yep.
What's the longest one you've ever had?
19 hours. It was an individual return. It took 19 hours because the client had multiple rental properties self-employed. She was self-employed. Her husband was self-employed. Totally different business,
Oh my God.
and it was complicated.
I bet. That's wow.
But I didn't spend 19 hours straight. So
I-
that's the difference. So it's
Okay.
not like I had to miss any meals or anything
That's
like that.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you hope that your business? Did I ask you that one? Yes.
hmm
How do you see the tri-state area for a thriving business like yours?
Oh, I think the tri-state area is a magnificent area for businesses like ours. I mean, people that require, they do, as long as their income is at a certain level, they have to file a federal income tax. And with New York State, if they make more than $4,000 in income per year, they have to file a New York State income tax return.
Okay.
So they don't have to be compliant with the New York State tax code. Now, I will admit, I'm a realist. Not everybody complies with either the state tax code and or the federal tax code.
Okay.
But they're kind of off the grid, so to speak. But if they get caught, the penalties are not pleasant.
Yeah. I've seen that. Now, the next question, I'm going to change that a little bit. So
Sure.
I'm just going to ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Okay, well, presently I am 71 years of age. So in 5 years I'll be 76. So I anticipate, at least for the next 5 years, to have the same type of schedule that I described, where people will come in at 10 o'clock, as early as 10 o'clock in the morning,
Wow.
and not necessarily come in as late as 9 o'clock at night, but have a similar type schedule to accommodate each of my tax clients.
Now, I guess my next question is, you see yourself retiring?
Semi-retiring. I do enjoy traveling,
Okay.
so I would like to have more time to travel. One of my things on my bucket list is to see the 4 presidents, Mount Rushmore. I've never been to that part of the country, and I really would like to spend a few days.
Nice.
And there's some other things. I'd like to go back to San Diego. I'd like to go back to Atlanta, Georgia. I enjoyed Atlanta, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona,
I've always
Chicago.
wanted to go there.
Yep, Chicago, Illinois. I've enjoyed in the past going to Chicago. They have a lot of nice things, sightseeing, touristy type things.
Okay.
And then I've never been to Maine. I would like to. I understand there's some very nice things in the
yes,
state
there
of
is.
Maine.
One of the places that I've been to in Maine is Bangor, Maine,
Oh wow!
and that place is really beautiful, especially in the spring and summertime.
Mm-hmm. So yep. So Maine is definitely on my bucket list, and what I usually do is I usually contact the area chamber of commerce, see what is going on in that particular location.
Okay.
And oftentimes they will, well, now with emails and so forth, they can email me information. And so I'm prepared to be a tourist wherever I want to go.
Okay, so the last question.
mm-hmm.
Where do you see the tri-state area in 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years, I think it will continue, particularly in Port Jervis. Port Jervis is doing very well with its economics and preparing for the future. And so I see the economy in the tri-state area in general to continue to improve as it has, and Port Jervis in particular.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Rachel.
I'm not taking over.
That's okay. That's not a problem.
I really appreciate you giving me the chance to interview you.
Well, I thank you for the interview. Rachel, I truly appreciate it.